This is the AI News Flash for July 9th, 8 p.m. UTC. First up, SK Hynix's US listing is set to raise about $26.5 billion, making it the largest ever US listing by a foreign company. According to reports, the Korean AI memory giant is pricing its American depository shares at $149 each, roughly a 3% premium to Thursday's closing price in Seoul. Institutional demand was reportedly more than 7 times the offering. Trading on the Nasdaq begins on July 10th. The proceeds will fund new factories and equipment to keep up with surging demand for AI memory chips. With a market value around $1 trillion, SK Hynix's direct U.S. listing reopens the route for Asian companies to tap American markets, and its first day of trading will be a key sentiment test for AI-related stocks. Second, Microsoft has unveiled a new AI-centered security strategy for Windows, warning that AI-accelerated vulnerability discovery means bigger monthly Patch Tuesday releases going forward. At the core is a system called MDASH, a multi-model agentic security scanning harness. It scans critical Windows binaries for flaws, validates candidates with multiple AI models, and runs them through a Windows-specific pipeline to weed out false positives. It also helps engineers understand failures, suggests fixes, and flags similar bugs. Microsoft is also updating its secure development lifecycle to account for AI-enabled attack techniques, pushing AI earlier into development so security issues are caught before features ship. The company says advances in AI make it possible to find more issues faster across more code. June's Patch Tuesday was already the largest in history with 206 vulnerabilities fixed, and the wave of AI-discovered flaws is expected to keep update volumes high. Third, U.S. data center operator TeraWulf is preparing to raise about $3.5 billion in debt to build a data center campus for Anthropic, according to Bloomberg. Chief Financial Officer Patrick Fleury said the financing will combine leveraged loans with high-yield bonds, marking the company's first foray into the leveraged loan market. Morgan Stanley is expected to lead the effort with a launch targeted this year. The money will fund construction of the campus in Hawesville, Kentucky. Earlier this week, TeraWulf announced a 20-year lease with Anthropic for the site, expected to generate roughly $19 billion in contracted revenue over the initial term. The lease payments won't start until the second half of 2027, giving an 18-month window to design, permit, build, and connect the campus to the grid. TeraWulf shares rose on the plan, extending a run of large financings by Bitcoin miners turned AI infrastructure players. Fourth, bipartisan U.S. lawmakers are pressing federal agencies to prepare for AI-driven threats to election integrity ahead of November's midterms. Republican Representative Mike Lawler and Democratic Representative Josh Gottheimer sent a letter to the heads of the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, the Justice Department, the Federal Election Commission, and the Department of Homeland Security. They urged the 4 agencies to deploy monitoring and mitigation capabilities against threats such as chatbots feeding voters inaccurate information, and to deepen engagement with major AI companies on safeguard protocols, testing practices, and how political bias, misinformation, and model vulnerabilities are identified. In May, the pair also wrote to OpenAI, Google, Microsoft, Anthropic, Meta, Perplexity, and X about their responsibilities in the election. They cited an earlier study finding that over 2/3 of AI chatbot responses about election information were incomplete, keeping election year AI governance in the spotlight. That's all for this AI News Flash.